Philadelphia Eagles and the Los Angeles Rams. I have a ticket on this game, but it's irrelevant. Guys, I am on air on Sundays when lines are hitting. And so I'm hyper aware of things whenever they come across. And when they seem very off to me, then I'm able to get in on them. I have an over 47 ticket in this game. So this thing's already up to 50.5. So this thing has moved 3.5 points. So my ticket's irrelevant. We'll talk about it where it sits right now. 4.5 in favor of Philadelphia. 50.5 is the total in this one. So Steven, when we take a look at this game, it's pretty interesting because we have an Eagles team that's undefeated without really playing an A-plus game so far. And I think there's even an argument to say without even playing an A game so far, right? They might have been all kind of B-plus game versions so far, this Eagles team, and they're still 4-0. And by the way, there's only 2 undefeated teams. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said for that as well, for the Eagles to be able to figure it out even when they don't have their best stuff. Rams team, a little bit more spunky than we thought coming into this year. They're going to get Cooper Kupp back this week. Puka Nacua seems to not be a fluke. I mean, this is now a month of him doing it. So it wasn't like a game where he flashed. It's been a whole month now. So it seems like he's going to be a thing. I see some points in this game. I think the Eagles are just going to continue to get better and better as the course of the season goes on, as these coordinators get things figured out a little bit better. And then I think the Rams are legit on the offensive side. I don't really think the defensive side has much to show for anything, but I think they're pretty legit on the offensive side.
So early in the week, I grabbed Eagles minus 3.5 because I thought they'd give Cooper Kupp another week before activating him, and that was wrong. He's going to play, it seems, at this point. Full practice all week this week, so no reason not to have him play. So I lost my courage and bought out of it and took a Rams plus 4.5 ticket. And the reason for that is because the one big concern I have with this year's Eagles team to this point is their passing defense. And Eli Hershkovich over at TheLines.com has done a great job over the past few weeks documenting what he's seeing with this Eagles pass defense after losing Jonathan Gannon to the Cardinals head coaching job in the offseason. And all 3 of their cornerbacks, Darius Slade, James Bradbury, and Josh Jobe, are all below average in separation allowed. Overall, this pass defensive unit is 20th in EPA per play. And the Rams have a top 10 passing offense in EPA through a month without Cooper Kupp, a former offensive player of the year in the NFL. So I think that even if the Eagles are playing from ahead here, the Rams are really solidly positioned to use that passing game to score in this one. They did have their backup left tackle Noteboom go. He's ruled out for this game, but it looks like there's a good chance of their starting left tackle coming back for the Rams. We'll see. I'd feel a lot better if that was confirmed, but I am going to use the Rams plus 4 as a contest play this week, but not quite comfortable enough to put, another side bet on it. But I do think that the Rams can move the ball in the passing game this week.
Yeah, this one thing the Philly defense has done, I mean, they're just getting pressure all over the place. They are really, really stout, obviously, against the run as well. So when you eliminate an element, right? So this kind of goes into this. I get what Eli says with all this, whatever, but so when you force teams are naturally going to have more success against you when you are facing more passing downs and you're facing more passing attempts. And also you're playing in game states in which the other teams are down as well. Right. And so I agree. I think this pass defense certainly leaves some to be desired. They're about middle of the pack right now when it comes to a lot of the advanced categories out there. Right. But you cannot run the ball against this team. Right. So teams come in with a complete pass strategy against this team. And so you're kind of getting every team's best effort from a passing aspect because they already know coming in that one element of football has been removed from them, right? Like that is it's not even an option. And so they have to just give their best effort in another part of it all. And so there's something to all of that.
Can I give my rebuttal though on that? Can I give just my brief rebuttal on that? The Eagles pass defense has had 3 games against Kirk Cousins, Mac Jones, and Sam Howell. And I would argue that a lot of that production didn't exactly come in garbage time. So yes, they are a pass funnel defense, but they've also been successful in situation neutral against that. It hasn't been just soft prevent defense. So the games have been on the line, and and offenses are still moving the ball against this Eagles pass defense.
Yeah, think of the guys that you just named outside of Mac Jones, right? I mean, you still have, like Kirk Cousins and them are moving the ball basically on everyone all year long. That's going to happen. The Commanders, for better or for worse, right? I mean, they actually can throw the ball. I mean, like, for better or for worse, we saw that this past week as well. So again, there is something to it. It's certainly not as good a pass defense as it was last year, but there also is like some digging in a little bit further to the fact that there is it's a funnel situation that's going on. And so that's kind of what we're going to get with some of this as well. Adam, I gotta be honest. I think I'd only play the Eagles in this. I think that this is where the Rams maybe kind of come back down to earth a little bit in playing this. Like Matt Stafford is going to play through this hip thing. But if you watch the end of that game, so this was one of the games that I paid attention to. And when I rewatched it, you could see the point in the game in which that injury occurred. And you could then visibly see Matthew Stafford not play as well from that point forward in the game. And so, yeah, he's a Herculean dude and he's going to be able to play through it. But there's something to that. And again, this team gets a lot of pressure. He's going to get hit. He's going to get hit early. He's going to get hit often. Does this start to bother him throughout the course of this game? Like, I just don't know. So that and that alone would keep me off of the Rams. And that also is kind of pushing me towards an Eagles side. That being said, not in the account quite yet.
Okay, so let's think about what we've learned through 4 weeks of the season. Not that we wouldn't know this from other seasons, but specifically this season. How well has it gone betting on injured quarterbacks? Not particularly well, right? Yeah. We're going to get to Joe Burrow here in a minute. We just talked about Derek Carr playing through injury last week, right? We do not have a good history of betting on injured quarterbacks through the early part of this season. And then you put them against this Eagles defense, which, by the way, how hilarious is it that we're in week 5 of the 2023 season? Last year, by midseason, all we could talk about was that the Eagles couldn't stop the run against anyone. They're bringing in Ndamukong Suh off the street because they couldn't stop anybody's rushing attack. And here we are now with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in the middle of this defense, and now nobody can run against them. So, yeah, Matt, I'm with you on the fact that it would be Eagles pass. Now, if you like the Eagles, I would say wait. Cooper Kupp has been said to be in. When it gets to the Adam Schefters of the world on Sunday morning / Sunday early afternoon, and the tweet comes out that says Cooper Kupp is officially in for the Los Angeles Rams, I think you're probably coming off the 4 down to 3.5. I don't think you're getting down to 3, but I think you're probably getting another half point of steam for the Los Angeles Rams. I will not be with that because this is one of the strange situations that goes against what we normally see, right? What do we normally talk about? Favorite over, dog under, right? This would have to be dog over because if you think that the Rams are going to compete, you think the Rams have to score. And so if you think Philadelphia is going to dominate this game, then I think the sneaky way into this, I know you have an over 47. This thing's sitting 50.5, maybe even 51 by the time we go again with the Cooper Kupp news. You might have a decent middle opportunity on that total here.
If this gets on the other side of 51, I'm playing it for sure. Like I'm just going to play the middle, like for sure. If it gets on the other side of 51, and it might, listen, it might. It is a.
They want to run the Eagles ball.
Yeah, I mean, like it certainly might get on the other side of 51. If that's the case, I will play the middle then at that point. But I'm going to end up with the Eagles ticket one way or another, whether it be in the contest or whether it be. Whether it be actually in my account. I think this
it's a trench mismatch on both sides.
Yeah, like this is where I think that they really kind of show that they're just better than a lot of these teams.